Well, the stage is set for Joe Biden to become the 46th president of the United States. So what does that Biden presidency mean for us here in Alabama?
Well, joining us live via Zoom this morning is Representative Robert Aderholt. Congressman Aderholt, good to see you this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks. Good to be with you this morning.
And now, when Joe Biden takes the oath of office a little bit later this morning, what's going to be going through your mind?
Well, certainly I was someone who supported Donald Trump. I voted for him. I supported him, and I thought he did a great job. As his policies that he implemented was very good for, I think, the United States, was helpful to Alabama. So we're turning a new page. We'll see. I'm reluctant about some of the issues that President-elect Biden, almost President Biden, ran on during his campaign. But, the one thing that's going to make this different for him is that he's going to have a very, very close Congress. The Senate is split 50-50. The House, we have within 8 to 10 votes of reaching the majority on the Republican side. So, it's going to be very, very divided. So he will not be able to push through a lot of the things that he has talked about in his campaign quite as easily as he would if he had control of both Congresses by wide margins.
So we were talking about honeymoon period that usually some presidents get at the beginning of their term. You mentioned how tight Congress is. What are some of the issues that we could likely see coming out, even though you folks are going to have to reach over the aisle to make that happen?
Well, he is already talking about some of the immigration issues. I know that, I have only heard preliminary reports. I've not seen anything. He's not even taken office yet. So we'll have to see what's in there. But there's some, some disconcerting things that are in there that I think that need to be a close look at. The stimulus package that he's put forth, again, I've not seen all the details. And I look forward to seeing more of that, see how that impacts Alabama and impacts our part of the state in particular. But, I'm always try to be optimistic. But, as I say, I'm concerned about some of the policies that the President Biden, soon to be President Biden, campaigned on. But, again, he is going to have to work with the Republicans to get this through. So I'm hoping that maybe we can take some of the rough edges over some of these issues that he is looking at trying to implement.
Noticeably, President Trump is going to be absent during the inauguration festivities today. What do you think of that, and what message is that sending?
Well, I'm glad that Vice President Pence is going to be there. I think that sends as a good message. This campaign has been like no other, and I understand the frustration that President Trump has had. There was so many irregularities with this election process, and I do think, and that's why I voted to object to the states that were put forth on the floor the day the electoral votes were cast, because I do think we have got to make sure we have integrity in our election process, and everybody needs to know that their vote counts. And if you ever people question that, I think it's the downfall of our democracy. And so I know it's very difficult for the president. I think he thinks that he won, and he may have very well won if some of these states had done their counting better. I don't know. We have to move on at this point, but I know there's a lot of concern about that and bitterness, but we move on. The way we do in this democracy is we move on, we turn a new page, and I'm optimistic that we can work with President-elect Biden in some form or fashion.
Congressman, about 30 seconds left to go. Optics mean everything today. Soon-to-be President Biden is expected to give a speech on unity. For those, especially in Alabama, yourself, you admitted you didn't vote for him. How do you make those words stick?
Well, I'm hoping that he's sincere in trying to unify the country. I think there's certain things that he can do or refrain from doing so that he can bring the country together. There's a lot of policies on the left that I know he'll be pressed to do, but that will not bring this country together. I think he needs to take in consideration the people that voted for Donald Trump and take that in consideration as he looks at his policies moving forward.
Okay, we'll see what ends up happening. In the meantime, we appreciate you for joining us this morning, Congressman Robert Aderholt. Thank you so much, sir.
Good. Thanks for having me on.
All right, thank you, and keep it right here on ABC. We have you covered when it comes to all things inauguration, kicking off in about 12 minutes from now. Wall-to-wall coverage after our Wave 31 morning show. Everything you need to know can be found right here on Wave 31.
Weather coverage you can count on with Meteor.